Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Daily Fantasy Digest Podcast, the all-inclusive podcast where we talk all things fantasy sports to help give you an edge. I'm your host, Joe Bewer, and I'm breaking down this massive 14-game Friday slate on June 28th. I want to do a quick recap of the early slate that we broke down on Thursday, the 27th. Had Freddie Freeman as our dinger of the day call. Went yard, which was super nice. Missed the mark with Brad Peacock, which kind of put a damper on things, but we had that dinger call, as well as mentioned some other players as well in that game who just did really well. So it wasn't too bad of a day. We had a Rays stack that it was a little scared about getting the game rained out, but nonetheless ended up barely scraping by in cash games. But a dinger of the day called is never a bad thing, especially on an early slate and a small slate at that. But we do have a massive slate on Friday. So I want to go ahead and break down my favorite pitching and hitting plays, as well as another dinger of the day call. Let's jump right into it. Got three pitchers above 10K: Lance Lynn, Berrios, and DeGrom. Berrios is probably in the best spot out of all three of them. As far as K upside, Lance Lynn has just been tremendous lately, but I don't think bats are just so expensive today with Coors on the slate. It's a Friday slate. Coors is always going to be involved in a slate like this, especially with the Dodgers going up against the Rockies in Coors. Terrible pitching in that game, but we'll get into that later. I'm only interested in one player in this upper price range, and that's going to be Merrill Kelly. You know me on this podcast, I love to go ahead and attack the Giants any which way I can. Their offense is just absolutely dreadful. Last time, Kelly struck out 9, only allowed 2 earned runs in 6 innings. I think this is a similar performance, except that this time it's in San Francisco. Last time it was in Arizona. So this is a very, very pitcher-friendly ballpark. He's seen this lineup before, so I think that this is a very good matchup for Merrill Kelly. I think this should be a very chalky play, to say the least. Now, the middle of the pack here, it's very weird seeing Ryu at 8,900, especially when he was 11.5K recently, but going up against Coors is just going to drop the price down as much as possible. I will say for a GPP play, Danny Duffy is a great play, GPP, but I think my favorite play is actually going to be Eric Lawyer going up against St. Louis Cardinals. Lawyer's at home, love playing home pitchers, and Lawyer has an upside to get you into the 20s, and that's really all you're going to need on this slate, and a pitcher at 6.2K is really going to open up the floor for a lot of bats that we're going to want to fit in. So I think Lawyer, and especially this game in general, if you decide to go on the side of Waka, it's just a very good game for pitching. It only has an over-under of 8 right now, so I don't think it rises any higher than that. And I think that San Diego is actually favored in this, and I like Lawyer a little bit better as a lefty pitcher. So, bat stacks. Don't need to mention Coors. Both teams are in play. Dodgers are definitely in a way better spot. Cody Bellinger is actually 6K tomorrow. Him and Muncy are obviously the top prospects, but I'm not going to really dive into Coors because I have a favorite bat stack on the slate. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates, who've been on an absolute roll, averaging almost 7 runs over the past 3 games, just going absolutely insane against all opponents. Destroyed Peacock this morning. I think they put up like 14 runs. So I definitely want Josh Bell and Corey Dickerson in my lineups tomorrow. I think that both of these players hitting from the left side of the plate, going up against Junior Guerra, is just going to be an incredible matchup. Dickerson coming back from injury has just created such an incredible option for the Pirates. And potentially, depending on how the roster shakes down, I would like to fit in Kevin Newman, who is just absolutely incredible as of recent, has such stolen base upside, which we like to see. So let's jump into the other bat stack, and we'll come back to this. It's going to be the Washington Nationals going up against Daniel Norris. I think that these teams are just in an incredible spot. I'm really looking at a low price, 3.4K Brian Dozier, and then an expensive Trey Turner to go with. We'll jump back over here and put Kevin Newman in, if I can fit him in. No, won't be able to fit him in. It's all right. Kevin Newman. is somebody I really like, but I can do with Brian Reynolds, who's just also an exceptional play. I do like Colin Moran here tomorrow. He's been hitting well lately, but just doesn't have the. I like players that hit in the top order of the line, so I'll go with Brian Reynolds tomorrow. And then if you can, potentially, Anthony Rendon is just an absolute monster. Not sure how he didn't make starting lineup of the All-Star game with how well he's been playing. 1.013 OPS, hitting 307 on the year with 17 homers. I mean, that drops. But like I said, we love paying down for catcher on slates like these, so you can fit in an incredible amount of high-price hitting. Somebody like Wellington or Wilkin Castillo, who just doesn't. It doesn't matter. Luke Mail at 2.1K gives you 3.8K for an outfielder. There's so many options. You could get Jake Marsnick, Adam Eaton playing this game, even though he hits from the left side of the plate, still has incredible upside. So I think Pittsburgh's definitely my number one stack of the night because I'm going to be fading cores at all costs. And then I'm going to also tie in the Washington Nationals. You can get 3 guys at over 5K with the pitching options that I have today. This is roughly what my lineup's going to look like come lock tomorrow. I think Merrill Kelly and Eric Lawyer are just in great positions tomorrow. Both of them. Love Merrill Kelly. He's an absolute lock. We'll be playing him 100%. And then for bats, I love Pittsburgh, Josh Bell, Brian Reynolds, Dickerson, and Kevin Newman if you decide to fade Dozier or Trey Turner. But I think that Washington is also an incredible spot against Norris. So Trey Turner, Rendon, and Dozier are my favorite plays from that. Trey Turner has incredible stolen base upside. And I think that playing Pittsburgh and Washington tomorrow instead of Coors is going to provide so much more upside, especially in cash games. They're just safer plays. Both games are at over-unders of 10 right now. And Miller Park is just a friendly hitter's ballpark. So I think Pittsburgh's really just going to shine in this ballpark. So at this time, I'd like to go ahead and make my dinger of the day call, calling out Josh Bell on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Just having an incredible year. He's hit a homer in the past 2 games. I think he's going to continue the streak going against Pittsburgh tomorrow. Junior Guerra, who got, if we go back and just look at the numbers really quick, or no, it's Chachin, my fault. Last time going up against Pittsburgh, gave up 7 runs, didn't even make it 2 innings for a -10 score. Got absolutely destroyed. It's the only matchup this year, and it was in Pittsburgh, which is another hitter-friendly ballpark. But at home, Chachin's numbers have just not even been close to good in any way. So I think that Pittsburgh is definitely the number one bat stack of the night. So this is exactly what my lineup's going to look like come lock tomorrow, with the potential switch of Trey Turner for for Kevin Newman, whichever one you prefer. They both have stolen base upside and power, so either one will work. So yeah, if you don't mind leaving a like and a comment on the video, really helps me out. Subscribe to the channel. Stay up to date with all the videos. If you're on Apple Podcasts, subscribe as well so you can stay up to date with all of the podcasts. If you wouldn't mind heading on over to Twitter, follow me on Twitter at FantasyDigest_. We will be going to do some giveaways there for some apparel coming out really soon, within the next week or 2. It's just make sure that you follow us. You can stay up to date with all the tweets that we tweet out prior to lock, anything regarding the videos or breakdowns that we do. So yeah, go ahead and give us a follow over there. Appreciate all of the support. Want to wish everybody a good luck, and hopefully with some of these information from this breakdown, you can win some money. So we'll see you next time on the Daily Fantasy Digest podcast.